We are here to take a look at all of the mobile games that are releasing in January of 2025. It's the first month of the year, the first impression of what mobile has to bring. I'm sharing with you right now that there are some titles in this list that are quite exciting. Others, well, let's just say they're releasing. But it's a short list today, so I decided to share with you 3 games that I'm very excited for that are free-to-play games as well, coming to Steam. If any of you like to play anything on PC, those will be at the end of the video. Now let's dive into the list. First on the list, we have Archero 2. This is releasing on the 10th of January, and this is a classic title that's now coming out with its second rendition. Inside of this game, you need to keep away all of the incoming enemies with your bow. It's an archery style game, and as you progress throughout the game, what you have available to you as weapons become longer, stronger, bigger, tougher, and honestly, just better overall. It's a really fun game that has a really addicting ability to it as well. Not only do your weapons get stronger, but of course the enemies that are coming at you become more plentiful and more strong themselves. So it definitely has a challenge as you progress. You need to be wise about how you upgrade your archery, your bow, so that you can be strong enough to take on the incoming waves. Definitely a fun, casual style mobile game that we get to look forward to in just a few days. Next up, we have Turnip Boy Robs a Bank. Yeah, I know, weird name, game you probably never heard of before. It's an adventure style game that releases on the 14th of January, and the reason why it's on the list here today is not because I think it's going to particularly be the best in space and one that I'm the most excited about, but it is an adventure platformer style game that some of you may enjoy. And I guess I wouldn't go as far as to call it a platformer. It's more of a Zelda style old school gameplay mechanic. It's not just a side to side platformer, but it does look like it's well put together with some retro style graphics, and that it will have a player base of people that'll enjoy this style of a game. And then there's Penguin Sushi Bar, available on the 16th of January. One that I am not at all excited for, although I do really like penguins and also sushi. This is an idle style game that is nothing that's going to make me want to download it, but for those of you looking for something extremely casual, that are looking for something new with a cute character set and want something that's idle, maybe you'll want this one. For me, it'll be a pass though. On January 24th, we're getting Delta Force, and this is the biggest one on today's list, and I'm gonna go a little bit in depth talking about this one. As you can see, it's another shooter. It's also an extremely good looking shooter as well, with large fights and realistic looking gameplay, which is actually quite nice. Now, this is something that's not brand new because it's been available on Steam as a free-to-play game for about a month now. But as you can see, now we're getting it on mobile. Now on Steam, this game has gotten 56,000 reviews, mostly positive, so people are definitely enjoying the game, and I'm hoping that that transitions well over to the mobile audience as well. There's a lot of competition in the shooter genre, whether we're talking about on Steam or if we're talking about on mobile, both one and the same, but it's a very nice looking game that has realistic looking combat, that has objective based game modes as well. And what my hope is here is that we're going to be able to get cross-play between the PC version of the game and the mobile version of the game. I think this is the future of mobile gaming and how it's going to continue to excel into the future, and I think Delta Force could do a very nice job with that if that's the direction they're going. We'll know about that very soon. If you can't wait and you want to dive into it now, I suggest you go over to Steam and download it for free and play today. And then there's Super Farming Boy, coming to iOS. I saw nowhere that this would be coming on over to Android. This has an $8 price tag and is releasing on the 21st of January. It's a farming simulator style game where you're playing as this boy that looks like he's hopped up on a lot of sugar and has a lot of energy. Definitely an atmospheric style game, as you can see from the gameplay right here, but also something really cool for those of you that are into farming sims. Apparently there are a lot of people into farming simulators, and if you are, this could be one that you're into as well. Again, $7.99 price tag. It's pretty steep. Lock Digital. This is a puzzle style game releasing on January 23rd of 2025. This is the only puzzle style game that I'm featuring here on the channel today, and it's a very simplistic one, as you can see. But I know that some people get addicted to this type of gameplay. The word puzzle style games and just puzzle games in general really have a massive audience of people that just can't stay away and that log in daily to complete those daily puzzles, share it with their friends, and even compete with friends in the same way. I'm not a fan of these. I would prefer something action RPG, strategy focused, but this is a pretty cool looking game, and I like how they implemented the 3D graphics as well as how the different elements come into the puzzles as well, as you're seeing happen right here. Definitely cool looking for you puzzle fans out there, but those of you looking for something more action packed, this probably won't be the one. Now's the time in the video when I share with you some games that are going to be coming very soon or that have just launched on PC that are also free to play. And you're seeing Star Wars Hunters right here. This has been available on mobile for a few months right now, and an absolutely amazing arena style shooter, battler, team battler to play. Now it's coming to mobile as well, and again, I'm wondering if we're going to be getting that cross-play element that we get from a lot of other mobile games that are coming to the PC scene, or vice versa. This game is one that you're going to want to play. 1, if you love Star Wars. 2, if you love arena-style battlers. 3, if you love action games. Or 4, if you love a game that you could play on PC or on mobile. Lots of reasons to play this one. Pteranodon 2 is a survival dinosaur. Pteranodon 2 is a survival style game, action-packed, where you're living in a prehistoric world. This is another one that's available on Steam, absolutely free to play, and it's actually a demo as of right now, hence being the free-to-play element of it. You can get a good look and feel for what the game is all about. Survival games are a lot of fun. I mean, you think of Ark right away when you think of dinosaur survival. This is another take at the genre, and a take that you may enjoy more, less, but that's worth you finding out. That's why it's worth downloading a demo like this to give it an hour or so of your time and to see if it's really worth it. Fusionist is another Steam title, free to play, that's a strategy, turn-based strategy style game that actually looks like a lot of fun. If you're into the mech style gameplay and fighting your mechs against others, but you're looking for something that's less of an action title and an action shooter and more of a board style shooter game, this is something that you may be interested in. Because this game is much more of a turn-based tactics style game. As you can see, you place down your mechs on the board, and it's more like a board game related game versus something where you're in an arena and trying to take everything down. I know that as some players get older, they want games that are a little bit slower, that focus on a little bit more strategy versus the action-packed diving into it, or you may just like the genre overall. This is one that stood out to me that just launched on Steam that I think is also really, really good and has a lot of opportunity for players like yourself looking for free-to-play games to dive in and enjoy. Now, if you want lists of all the best games that you could play on mobile, on Steam for free, this is the channel you need to subscribe to, and I just put out my list of some of the best games that you could play that are coming in 2025 on mobile. Subscribe to the channel and don't miss that video.